Good evening. Welcome to Crafty Hour. Spilt water on myself like 2 seconds before this, so here we are. It's all right, it'll dry. So, welcome. My name is 𝗧𝗢𝗣𝗘, and this is Crafty Hour Live, episode 104. And I'm ButterDish Designs, if you didn't know that. And yes, welcome. It's Thursday, and it's going to be a fun night. I appreciate you joining in and watching. Please make sure to say hi and even say where you're watching from, and leave me just a little wave or a thumbs up. I appreciate it, whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. I appreciate it, or if you're watching by replay. So thank you. Anyways, good evening, crafty friends. We'll get going here in just a second. So I'm good. All right. So the September to December mini catalog went live. So now we can look at the inside. I can share the inside with you. Hopefully you got your copy in the mail. And tonight we are going to be having some fun with the More Than Autumn. This is a photopolymer stamp set, and it has coordinating dies, and they're all about fall, pumpkin pie, lattes, coffee, you name it. It's a really fun set. Apple cider, hot cocoa, lots of fun dies, as you can see here. And yeah, like hot cocoa, nothing's better than seasoned pumpkin spice apple coffee latte. There's the donut you can see in the pie, all the good stuff. Now, I will tell you that some of these dies are super tiny, so make sure you have a magnetic sheet or something to keep those on. And the gingerbread man there, and the straw especially. Now this curved one over here is the cinnamon stick, but this one is the straw. And when you cut these, you'll notice they give you a little extra, and that's so that you can glue it. All right, so there's that. We'll be using that in a minute. And here is the stamp set. So super cute, super fun. Yeah, so let me show you the project for this evening. Put that back there. All right. So this is tonight's project. We did this, I did this couple of lattes, and so latte love, hello fall, and it opens like so. And so this is a double Z fold, and there's a couple tricks to it, but it is easy to make. So we shall get started. We are actually, the only thing I did is I pre-stamped these images right here, but we're going to color them and cut everything. So let's get started because we got a busy night. Okay, I'm going to switch just to this one here. Okay, I'm going to color first and just give people a chance to join on before I start the cutting. I'm going to color this with Stampin' Blends. Let me just drop them all. I like choices when I color, so don't be intimidated by the amount of blends over here because I didn't use them all. But so I, of course, I'm going to use the color lifter. I am going to use the light gray granite. I am not going to use the dark. I am going to use the dark and light pecan pie. I am also going to use the light crumb cake, not the dark. And I didn't use the pumpkin pie on this. Let me put that over there. I used the light Lost Lagoon. And yeah, I guess I've not used the others. So this is what we're going with. Okay, let's start off. Oh no, I take that back. I did use the light Pretty Peacock. Let's start and go from the top down, okay? I used that for these straws. So easy peasy. Here we go. You can attempt to put in a little bit of the darkness around the side, but I will tell you that it is a tiny straw. You don't really have to, but we will be a little extra this evening and try it. Okay, so now that we've got there, we need to go back to the light peacock and just give it a blend. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Kathy. We're going to have a latte fun tonight. Thanks, Carla. Hi. I couldn't handle the cuteness of these little lattes. I was like, I have to do this. So, all right. So there's our little straws to begin with. Easy peasy. The next thing we're going to go to is our lovely whipped cream here. And all I'm doing is going below the lines that are already stamped, just to give it a little bit of highlight there. It doesn't have to be perfect, just the illusion of a little bit of shadows. That's all. All right, so you can see here the difference between with and without there. Okay, I'm gonna keep going over here. How was everybody's day? Tomorrow is Friday. Pretty excited about that. I know it was a short week, but geez Louise, so busy. So busy. I feel like I worked a bazillion hours in 3 days already. All right, there we go with that. I am going to come back with that for something else. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you how I colored the coffee on these. It wasn't it, Cassie? I mean, just exhausting. I would have rather worked the Monday than had to do that. But anyways, we're here. We're having fun. And oh my gosh, I don't even want to say it, that we still have one more day. But anyways, okay. Actually, let's start with the bullet tip on this one here. Okay, this is the light crumb cake. And hopefully this will make it through this card, because I need a new one. I use this color a lot. All right. Hopefully my coloring antics soothe you all. It's a good thing they're cute. Oh, you can't even keep track of it. I know. The other day, I think it was Wednesday. Well, yeah, yesterday. I thought it was Thursday already. And then, or no, Tuesday. I thought it was Wednesday or something like that. And then yesterday, I says, oh my goodness, tomorrow's Thursday. So try to keep on track here. You can see my color is drying out just a little bit. That's all right. I think we got enough to go through here. All right, so there's our base layer for our lattes. Now let's come in with the light pumpkin pie, or pecan pie, excuse me, not pumpkin pie, pecan. All right. And I am going to go over almost all of this, and I'll show you. And in actuality, I'm going to go with the brush tip. All right. I am going to leave a little bit of that crumb cake showing through here. Just that's how I'm going to create a little bit of more of a highlight. I'm not going to really worry about it down there. All right. Go over here. Same. All right. Okay, now let's go in with our dark. So, and see, technically, yes, I know they wouldn't fill the cup up to the top, but we're going to put this whipped cream over it, so it's fine. It just... Okay, now I'm just going down the sides here. A little bit bigger on the left. And then right underneath that. There. It'll get pretty, I promise. All right. So there's that. Need to bring back your light crumb cake. And we are going to start doing the beginning of the blending here. And you'll see all these colors start to blend together. They don't look so different. I hope, there we go. Just so you can see where it's going. I'm like, come on, little blends. You can make it through this one. I promise. I'll get you a replacement. All right. But wait, there's more. So we're going to take the color lifter here. And we are just going to remove some of this color to make it look even more swirly. And that looks pretty good there. So there's our little latte coffee there. Okay. Now, let's go with the light Lost Lagoon here. Okay. I did lines like so. And you may say, but that's colored in. Well, it is, but you can still see this through. Just adds like a little extra texture. You know, some coffee sleeves are corrugated, some aren't, so just giving it a little bit of texture. All right, so there's that. So now we'll take the brush tip side and we will just go over this whole thing. I don't know if you can see that, but the lines do show through. Just a little bit. Oh, put my hand down below there. There you go. Okay. This is the hardest part of tonight, I promise. Which it's not really that hard, so. Okay. Coming back with that light gray granite, I am going to do just the faintest little lines around the outside. And there we go. That's all the coloring. Hi, Connie. Okay, I am going to move these blends out of the way here. And I am going to bring in, I could have done this on the small one, but I wanted to go ahead and cut them all at once. So let me just move this out of the way. We're going to cut first, and then we'll do all of our card cutting, okay? I do, and we'll also need one little scrap of pumpkin pie for the little latte and the little heart. All right. Oh, dies are hiding back here. Okay, so out of our dies, we need the whipped cream. We need the cup. Remember I told you there's two very similar on here? This is the cinnamon stick. This thinner, taller one is the straw. All right, so there's that. We're also going to need this little heart and this little latte. It says latte. Okay. So with small dies, I always recommend that you just go ahead and use some sort of a low tack tape to make sure that they are where they're supposed to be and they stay there. And there's that. With Stampin' Up! Dies, they go all, the artwork goes all the way to the outside, so you can see it. Okay, let's cut our first set here. Sorry, just shaking there. And there we have it. Get this itty bitty straw here. All right, there's one. I'm going to do this. And something that I am going to share with you tonight is a couple of oopsies I had with this card too. Hadn't made one in a while, and I had forgotten a couple steps, so I want to share them with you so that you make sure you don't if you're going to do one of these double Z folds. All right, so put that over there. I just need a little tiny piece, so we'll cut this at the same time. There's the latte. Here's the heart. And here we go. Put that here. We'll have to, well, we can do it now. Don't have my pokey tool over here, my take your pick tool, but I do have my snips. So let's just pop that out. All right, there's the latte. I'm going to take this back. There's the heart. Coffee. And the rest of this is going to come together quite quickly. There we go. And this is what I was talking about here, that they give you a little bit extra so that when you have something to adhere with. Okay. All right. Set these to the side. Put those away after. So for this, you'll need a full 8.5 by 11 base cardstock color, which in this case, I am using crumb cake. You will also need, you won't need a full sheet, but you will need basic white. So we've got that here. You will need a small extra piece of crumb cake because it actually takes a little bit more. So we'll just use that one. I just go to my scrap bin. And then you will need, let's see here, I'm trying to keep these little pieces together here. Let's just set those up there. A piece of pattern paper. I am out of the dots that I used for this here, so we're going to go stripes on this one, which I think will be just as cute. So, okay, let's get started here. Let's start with this. You will need an extension. You'll be able to go out on these measurements, so, or a ruler and so forth. Okay, so the first one we're going to do is just a normal card base, a tent fold, which is the 4 1/4 by 11. All right, so that's our first one. We're going to turn this to the side here. On the 11-inch side, we are going to score it at, let's see here, 2 3/4. And then we're going to score it again at 5.5. So just like you are normally folding it in half. All right. So that's the main bottom base here. This one. Hi, April. Okay. And so the next one here, we're going to need this to be 3.5. This is a scrap piece that you don't need anymore. And then this is going to be 10 3/4. So you're just cutting off 1/4 inch. All right. Now with this piece, we are going to score this at 3.5. We're going to move that along and score it at 6.5. And that is this inside piece here. Okay. Put that up there. Now let's go ahead and pull out our white piece. We need to do, it is 4 by 5.25. That is this back piece here. The next piece is going to be 3. We know that this is already 4. So we're going to turn it lengthways and cut this down to 3.25. Okay. Okay, so that's this, and that's this piece here. And then our last piece is 2 by 3.25. So we can get out of this. So you actually just need half a sheet on that. Let's put this piece back. So 2 by 3.25. And this is this front piece here. This one. And I will show you these set within each other before we do this. Okay, the last thing we forgot to do is go ahead and cut this. Now, this stripes, because I'm out of the dots, the stripes are directional, so you want to make sure that you're doing your cuts directionally, okay? I need the biggest piece is a 3.25 square. So I want the stripes to go up and down. So 3.25 by 3.25. That's this piece right here. Okay. And then this piece, I need the height to be 4 inches. And the width to be 2.5. And that is this back piece on this side. All right, so this is what's left from a 6.5 or 6 by 6 paper, are these 3 pieces. All right, that's all the cutting we have to do. Let's get to stamping and I'll show you how to put it together. Okay. I'll do that in a minute. Okay. We are going to stamp on this piece, which is this. We are going to stamp on the envelope, and we are going to stamp on this small piece here. So those 3 pieces. And I'm just going to stamp very similar stuff here. So let's go ahead and get started. For this, I used pretty peacock. I'm losing all my pieces there. And I did use Memento and then the pumpkin pie. Okay. So with the peacock, what I'm going to do is stamp full strength, twist a little bit, stamp off, full strength, stamp off. There we go. I'm going to do a very similar thing here, just in this side and this side. Part of this is going to be hidden, so there we go. That's going to be the front, and this is the inside. All right, so that's it for that. Clean this here. All right, the next thing is this little heart. And I did use pumpkin pie in this one. And again, I'm going to do like a full strength, a stamp off. Just kind of wherever you want to do it. Try to stay at the corner. Okay. Just do one more there. There's that, that. All right. Just have to stamp the sentiment. And this is where I'm going to start showing you the challenges that I had. All right. Okay. With this sentiment, you're going to want to stamp off to the right. You can see here it's a little further to the right because these lattes are going to be over here. Okay. All right. Okay, so there's fall. And let's do the hello. And there we go. Off to the right. And let me show you why that is here. As soon as I clean it off, sort of end up inking something accidentally. Okay. All right, let me grab these pieces out here, and then we will start putting those together. Making sure I have all those. I don't think I cut this piece. Oh, no. Yeah, I did. There. Oh, no, that's the mistake. Okay, so there we go. There's that. But let's go ahead and cut this one real quick. Missed one. I missed one. This is the scrap piece. Or if I cut it, it went for a little hiding spot. All right. So this one here, which is this piece here, it measures 2 inches by 3 1/4. So I'm going to do the 3 1/4 here. Oops. Dotting there. And then by 2 inches. All right. So let's layer these up. So we have this with that. I got it the wrong size. I got it too small. I got it the wrong way. It's supposed to be 2 1/4 by 3 1/2. Ay. Stuff happens. Back to this cutting board. Okay. 3. Oh my goodness. 2 1/4 by 3 1/2. Ignore my previous on there. All right. There we go. So, okay. There we go. And let's go ahead and fold and burnish these. So we're going to go ahead and fold that like we normally would in half. And make sure you use some sort of burnishing tool, like a bone folder, to get a good crease in that. Okay. So our card is opening on the right. So then we need to flip this piece here, this scored piece back. And again, go ahead and give that a burnish. Okay, dimensional markers. So there, that's our 1Z. Here we go. All right, here's our next one here. This bigger piece is going to be on the inside of the card. Okay, so again, we're going that way and this way. All right, but go ahead and burnish those individually. All right. So this is going to go in like so. All right, let's talk where these go. And we'll build it from the bottom up. Let's go with this. And this is just the blank white piece that measures 4 by 5 1/4. Just a very thin line of adhesive. If you're using wet or if you're using dry, do your thing. Okay. All right. We've got a little 1/8 of an inch border going on. Okay. So there's that. Let's go ahead and while we have this, this is that piece of pattern paper. This one measures 4 inches by 2 1/2. Okay. And again, if you're using that glue, it doesn't take much. What you want to try to do here is center this, but also to make it appealing, try to line it up with your what you've done over there already, okay? So there we go. Okay, set that aside for a second. Let's move on to this piece. This is where you're going to write your greeting. Leaves you plenty of room. All right. And I pretty much did like an 1/8 all the way around for these mattings. There we go. Okay, this is where that 3 1/4 square piece goes. And again, make sure if you're doing directional, that you've got, go in the same direction. Right? Or if you want to turn it, whatever. There we go. Again, turn it sideways, see if you lined it up with that. Okay, you see where we're going with this? So this is going to be like so. Now here is where you really want to watch out. When you're adhering this to this, you're going to want to center it. Don't. Okay? Just don't. When I was doing this, I forgot when I had made the original sample. And let me show you the aftermath here, because it would not pull apart. But here we go. So I had centered this like so, but it would not close correctly. When I had this glued down here, it was not. It has to be glued slightly to the right, okay? And I will show you why here in a second. But this one had to get pulled apart because it would not close, and it was too much glue. Couldn't do it. All right. So I'm going to show you the way to do this. You're putting glue on this back part here. And yes, because it's the mechanism, you definitely want to add more than just the normal amount here. All right. So we've got basically like 1/4 inch from this edge here, and then centered top to bottom. It is almost like, it's basically, if you have this closed, you're centering this while it's closed, not this. You can see there's a little bit more on this side. So if you center this, that's the trick. Okay. There's that. Now, when you're going to glue this part here, you want to make a mental note that you only need to do glue on the one part. And fold that over while it's closed. There we go. Okay, let's go to our little sentiment on the front. And then I'll explain the last part here. All right, so that is just centered there. Okay, and this one, I like to line up to the edge of this white here and centered top to bottom, like so. Just like that. All right, and again, make a mental note and only glue. Hey, Brenda, how are you? All right. So I'm going over here, lining that up. I'm going to tilt it up so I can make sure it's centered. That's pretty good. There we go. Okay, let's do our little fun goodies here. A straw, a heart, latte. Okay, we got all our pieces. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is attach our whipped cream. So I'm just going to put a very thin line across the top of the latte. Maybe. I left that open while we were talking. Clean it off there. Don't fail me now, glue. Don't fail me now. Oh, we grab a paper towel. There we go. I don't want to try to forcefully squeeze this while I'm trying to do that little tiny line there, just to clean it out. All right. If you ever get it to where it's not working, get yourself something that you can squeeze it onto. All right, now I can get a nice little microscopic line of glue there. All right, just go ahead and stick that whipped cream on the top there. There we go. Okay, we've got that little bit there at the bottom of the straw that we are going to stick over here. Coming out of that whipped cream. There we go. Right. There we go. And we've got our heart. There we go. I'm just going to drop that into the center. There's our one latte done. Super cute. Okay. So repeating all the steps over here. Just remember, if you missed any part of this, the recording will be available for replay just shortly after I end this here. All right, there we go. This one, I'm going to have a straw coming off the left side. Just give it a hold there for a second. There we go. Now this latte is tiny. I do mean tiny. It won't even, there we go. You can see how tiny that is. All I'm going to do is dot, and I do mean just dot some glue. That's it. Just here and there. I'm not putting it over the whole thing. It's very tiny. There we go. And be careful because it is so tiny, you don't want to rip it. All right. So there we go. We've got our latte love there. Okay. So the reason why I was telling you about this one here is because I had stamped this too far to the center and I couldn't get it to where the straw didn't cover the sentiment. So that's why I was saying to do it off to the side there. Okay, we're going to use dimensionals on the back of this. Just 3. There we go. And there's the latte part. Oops. And I did put this middle one off to the right because it's going to overlap this other one here. Okay. There we go. All right. So learn from my mistakes. Just hadn't made one of these in a while and I forgot that part. But there we go. here is our More Than Autumn double Z fold latte love card. It's super cute. And of course, our little envelopes. Can't have any naked envelopes. Gotta have those decorated as well. So let's go back to this there. So thanks for tuning in this evening. I really appreciate you saying hi and watching. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm happy to help. And I hope you give this double Z fold a try and share your pictures with me. I'd love to see them. So next week, I am off to a girls' weekend in Mesa for the Stamp and Scrap Expo with some friends. So I want to tell you that it's going to be pre-recorded, not live next week, okay? But it'll still be on here. And yeah, so anyways, there you go. There's our Latte Love double Z fold. I hope you enjoyed this evening's Crafty Hour Live, and I will see you recorded next week and virtual then live the following week. So thanks a bunch. Bye, everybody.